What's up, guys? Hey, so Tim Cotter, remember him? The guy who pulled Brennan Schofield in the room and let Deegan interrogate him. Remember the guy at Loretta Lynn's that picked on the little girl before her dad got there? He's at it again. So I'll show you that, talk about that. This is a full silly season update on the 250 class. Man, Star Yamaha is hiring everybody. I'll get into all that and more. But remember, guys, subscribe. This channel, I don't know why, and YouTube won't tell me why, but people get unsubscribed for no reason. You don't do it. They say it happens because of inactivity, but this happens to people who watch every episode. They're like, dude, I have to resubscribe 3 times a week. I don't know what's going on, but all you can do is keep subscribing. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Let's get into this.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Okay, so we all remember Tim Cotter. He's the guy who bullied Brennan Schofield. Remember the bike claim incident with Deegan? He's the guy that was in the room with Brian Deegan interrogating this kid. He's got a history of bully type behavior, or just he's a really, really rough person around the edges. He's been referred to as MX Sports Muscle, Davey Coombs Hitman. There's a lot of things, and that's why Davey Coombs keeps him around, because he likes that this guy is willing to go out there and do his dirty work. And remember the poor girl that showed up at Loretta Lynn's a couple days early before her dad got there, and he cornered her outside the gate and scared the crap out of her?
So my daughter, I'm on the West Coast, my daughter calls me at 10 o'clock my time when she gets to the ranch at the entrance, and she said that Tim Cotter comes out and stops him at the entrance and tells her that she needs to pay the camp facility fee, and she said that we were told we had until Monday, so she said my dad's gonna pay it, and he says, well, I saw you were doing training, so you can afford training but you can't afford your camping fee. And then he says you don't have your parental release form, you can't practice on Monday. I guess he knows I'm getting there on Tuesday, so he's like, you can't practice. And then I was like, well, I filled it out online, and he said we need a hard copy of it. So today I call MX Sports, and MX Sports is like, you cannot sign up unless you fill out the parental release form first. So if you're signed up, then that means we have your form. So MX Sports is telling me one thing, that we're good, and then Tim Cotter's harassing my daughter, scaring her, saying that she's not going to be able to practice on Monday. So yeah, dude, this is wild. This is like a crazy.
So we can add one more thing onto Tim Cotter's resume. So apparently, and I did reach out to Tim, and he got back to me. To his credit, this is the first time he's gotten back to me about one of these issues. What happened is they were trying to do the podium interviews. Somebody had a chainsaw making a ton of noise for the TV interview, and Tim went over there to tell them to be quiet. When Tim went over there, that's when everything broke out. Tim claims that this guy put his phone 3 inches from his face. While the video doesn't show that, I'm not saying that didn't happen. People need to understand, if you're going to stick a phone in someone's face from 3 inches, I'll take it and smash it. What Tim did was nothing compared to what I would have done. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are like that too. Just because you have a phone and you can film doesn't mean it's respectful to shove it in someone's face. You can film them, but just do it from a reasonable distance. Now, is that what happened? I don't know. That's what Tim said. And if that is correct, that would annoy me. But the reason people start filming and feel like it's an issue is because Tim Cotter has a history of coming over and down talking people and just starting, he comes in like a tornado. So instantly it's this, controversial type issue. He's probably yelling at them, and doing things that make people want to film. But it's around the podium. Everyone's going to have their camera out. That's a cool time to film. That's a great time for fans. What's more disturbing than that to me is when he grabs this kid's arm. You don't touch people. You grab my arm, you catch a right hook. That's just how it goes. Tim's very lucky that nobody knocked him out right there. So like I said, with that said, if someone sticks a phone in my face, I would probably smash it. Tim claims that happened. It's not in the video, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. So I got to give him his fair due. And he did get back. And I kind of want to defend him on this one because people think that that's just reasonable to do stuff like that. It's not. Tim also needs to work on his people skills. Maybe go to sensitivity training, or I don't know what it is, but the guy is not nice And he's done this to a lot of people. A lot of people have stories about this guy and his bullying tactics. Was this one of them? Sure looks like it. Like I said, I want to give him credit for reaching out and giving me his side of the story. He said he was just trying to get them to quiet the chainsaw for the TV interview, camera 3 inches from his face, and he didn't steal it. Supposedly, he gave the phone right back, and it was over. You guys tell me what you think of the situation. I want to give him credit for the situation if it was a one-off, but with his history, you just can't. And this is a guy that we have at a lot of amateur events. And I don't want this guy around kids. I don't want him bullying young girls. I don't want him bullying children who are very susceptible to adults. He's very power hungry. And speaking of amateur racing, if you want to know how to navigate amateur racing, go to the Coach Rob podcast. He's got a Navigating Amateur Motocross podcast to help you deal with things like, I don't know, Tim Cotter. But they've got Andrew Short on this month, and Derek Harris and Coach Rob, along with Andrew Short. That is some smart people right there. Derek Harris, really smart. Coach Rob, ridiculous genius. And Andrew Short is one of the smartest motocross racers I've ever met and one of the most genuinely nice people I've met. Epic Garage Designs. Check out the 2-car garage special on the flooring. You can get the vented floor or a solid floor. $199 shipped. They're easy to install, and it will make your garage look so badass. Go to epicgaragedesigns.com, get your floor, make your garage easy to clean up, and just look badass. Get rid of your X-brand goggles. They suck. Well, they're probably decent goggles, but that's not why I would. Well, the lawsuit, that's why I would. I wouldn't want to support that brand. Pick up some Ride Strap goggles. This is a great company who thrives on customer service and building a brand from the grassroots. So hit up Ride Strapped. Support this company and really help them get off the ground, and they can fill that need where X is going to go away, hopefully, and Ride Strap can maybe step right in there. So support those guys. If you're shipping anything using a truck, Precision Transport is the company for you. Customer service, low pricing, they're badass. And the Madden family, they love motocross. But honestly, even if they weren't good people, which they're amazing people, if they weren't, I would still use them because it's the best pricing with good customer service. Pretransport.com. So we all have heard the rumors and silly season, and I haven't done too much on this lately, but we got a week off, and there's a lot that we've got to catch up on. Star Yamaha looks to be having an 8-rider 250 team next year. Yeah, I said it right. 8 riders on their 250s. 2 guys who were signed and delivered already. Pierce Brown leaving the TLD Gas team and heading over to Star Yamaha. Will that fix his crashing problems? He's always had speed. Can he get a start on the Yamaha? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. But I like Pierce. He's a Utah guy, and if that's what he thinks is best for his career, go for it. Max Anstey leaving the Firepower Honda team. He has signed. He's late in his career, and I think he just wants the best bike to see if he can actually close out the deal and win a Supercross championship, and he might. And they also have Enzo Lopes returning. He was MIA this year. Remember, he left Club with the lawsuit and all the stupid stuff he did. It was a really bad way to leave Club MX, but I'm glad that Star is going to actually give him a shot. You know, he missed this entire year with the shoulder injury, so hopefully Enzo can get it together. And they have snagged rookie sensation from New Zealand, Cole Davies. Yep, they came in and grabbed him. He looked like a lock to go to the Gas TLD team because he was working with Daniel Blair, who works with the KTM Gas and Husqvarna riders. Star Yamaha has nabbed him after he smashed their futures rider, Gavin Towers, who's off in Europe racing. But yeah, they've got Cole Davies adding to that team. In addition to Michael Mosman, I'm hearing Nate Thrasher has re-upped for another year. And then Deegan and Daxton Bennick already had contracts for 2025. Big news at Pro Circuit, huge signing, and it's not Time Masterpool yet. They have signed Garrett Marchbanks away from the Club MX team. Garrett rode for them, and then they split, and it didn't seem very amicable. It turns out it was his agent. He had a really bad agent at the time, and I believe I said that on my show. I'm not going to lie, I told Garrett too. His agent was doing him no favors. So Garrett will join Seth Hammaker, who's re-upped. Cameron McAdoo has re-upped. Levi Kitchen is still signed. And maybe Faulkner. It all depends on what's going on with his health. And that was scary, what he's describing, some sort of a brain. He's going to have like a brain surgery, and that's terrifying. So it doesn't really seem like there's a spot for Masterpool or Voland or even their futures rider, Drew Adams, who looks to be about ready to turn pro. But I think what they're going to do with Drew is they're going to keep him in futures for another year. But this is a recurring issue with this Pro Circuit team. They have these guys that come. They don't communicate with their amateur support. They had Ryder D. They have Drew Adams. They have him coming up. And then there's nowhere to put them. It's stupid. Why waste all that money on amateurs if you don't even have a place to put them as a pro? The Triumph team is adding Jordan Smith. They've already got Jalik Swoll. And then there's rumors of Styles Robertson, who will be leaving the Star team, and then possibly Max Voland. Those are two guys they're looking at for they're going to go both east and west next year, and they're going to move Savachi to a 450. HRC Honda re-signed Chance Hymas, so they got Joe Schmoda, Chance Hymas. Husqvarna has RJ Hampshire, and they have an open seat. Gilliam Ferris is in that right now, but it hasn't been the kind of season they'd hoped for. I'm not sure if they're going to re-sign him. We'll have to see what happens with that seat. TLD Gas team has signed Ryder D. When he signed, it was a multi-year deal, so he has signed through 2025. But with Pierce leaving, there's an open spot. Who do we go? Who goes there? Is that a good fit for Max Voland? And it did look like Cole Davies was going to step into that seat, but looks like he's off to Star Yamaha. So there is an open seat at the Gas TLD team. Hey, if you guys haven't seen the video I did over on my MMA channel, and it's one of those videos talking about, the virus in 2020 and the things that have happened, they won't even let me add it as a suggested video at the end of this video. But I strongly recommend you check it out. There's a lot of things going on, and we need to open our eyes and be aware of this stuff. So it's MMA themed, but it was really just an excuse for me to get into some of the things that are really driving me crazy with the politics and some of the evil that's been done to us in the last few years. If you want to live in Pittsburgh, Texas, check out this house at 408 County Road in Pittsburgh, Texas, which is, I believe, 30 minutes from the Swan Motocross track. And this is just a nice place. I wish I could move out there. I would totally buy this place, but reach out to the realtor and they will get you all the information you need and maybe a new house. And if you need to sell a house or buying a house anywhere, hit me up. I'll set you up. I am a realtor here in Las Vegas. So if you're coming to Las Vegas, I'll be your realtor. But if you're anywhere else, I'll set you up with one in your area. And I'm trying something new on this video, guys. At the end of the videos, I'm going to have my Instagram clip of the day. And it's not necessarily even going to be motocross related. I'm just gonna put a funny clip that I think that I liked, that made me laugh, made me smile, made me think. This one is a guy acting like a real badass. Looks like a mismatch in the cage, but hey, you never know. Thanks, guys, and I will catch you later.